Okay, so Juju is down for his, I think this is his second nap of the day. Yes, second nap of the day. It is 4 o'clock. So then I just decided, no, you know what? Let me just fix my nail, the little pinky. So what I did is I did my nails for the quinceañera on Thursday, and I actually used these nails right now, and I just glued them, these right here. Ooh. And I actually had them this long. I left them this long. They're clear, so you guys can't really see, but they're clear like this. They were this long, but I can only last with long nails for so I ended up cutting them, and now they're just little like this. And I was actually gonna cut them a little longer, but the first two I cut a little too short, so I was like, okay, this looks dumb, let me just cut them like my length and just, I don't know, just leave them like that. So they're all painted except for this one. Well, they all have nails. They all have a nail on except for this one. This one is just my natural nail. But since they're all the length of my natural nail, I don't think I'm gonna add another one right now. I'm just going to paint over this, because what's the point of adding a nail if I'm just gonna cut it all the way down to this length. So that's all. That's what I'm gonna do while I tell you guys why I had to take Juju to the emergency room. And that was actually last night. I went to bed so late last night because we didn't get back late, but since he had not been feeling well pretty much all weekend, I didn't do much around here, around the house. And so like things were just piling up, like the entryway, the staircase, like everything. Like I had stuff everywhere. So when I got back, I put him to bed. I gave him his medicine that they prescribed him, and I had a coffee, and then I just started cleaning up, so I went to bed really late. But let me rewind a little bit to tell you guys. On Thursday, I was really busy preparing for the quinceañera. It was my friend's daughter's quinceañera, so I did hair and makeup for them and everything, and I left a couple things for the very last minute. So the night before I had to go do the makeup, I literally slept like 3 hours, which I was fine. I was still able to function the whole day. I'm just, honestly, I feel like I'm just already used to it from having 2 kids. Like I'm used to staying up in the middle of the night, only getting 2-3 hours of sleep. Like it's just, it doesn't faze me that much anymore. So then I had to leave really early. My mom stayed back here at my house, and she watched the kids for me because Junior had to go to work. This is like the 3rd time that I have to pause. I got a phone call and I forgot where I left off. But let's just get started with my nails, and let me just move on to telling you guys that on Friday it was the quinceañera, and Julian, I noticed that he was feeling a little down. Like he just wasn't, like he just didn't look like himself. But then again, the night before he did not nap at all. He normally naps like 2 to 3 times a day, but since my mom was watching him, I feel like his schedule was kind of thrown off since she doesn't really know his schedule. Not everybody knows how to put him down the way I do, and I feel like that's why he didn't nap on Friday throughout the day. So by the time it was time for the quinceañera in the evening time, like for the reception, he just looked, I thought he was getting sick. Like he just looked very down, his eyes were red, and I just thought, oh my gosh, he's getting sick. But then I was thinking, and I was like, okay, maybe he's not getting sick, maybe he's just really tired because he didn't nap all day today. So we went along about our day. Ends up getting out really late, and I was like, you know what, the reception was at 6. He wasn't gonna get there till like 8. Juju was pretty much already over it, and I pretty much told him, you know what, just pick up the kids. Like the venue was about 10 minutes away from our house, so I was like, just come pick up the kids and take them home if you want. You can go stay at home with them. I'll just stay. And Junior was supposed to go to San Jose. He was gonna go to the Chargers and 49ers game in San Jose this weekend that just passed. So he was already gonna leave the quinceañera really early because he had a very early flight the next day. So I was like, it doesn't make sense for you to come for an hour and then you have to leave. So I was like, just pick up the kids and just take them. It's getting really cold. Juju's not having it. So, you know, just take them home. And so that's what he did. He went to go pick them up and he took them home. And then this is color. Oh, this is white. I'm going to do black. Okay. Said he brought them home and he changed Julian's diaper and he put him to bed. And I was like, okay, that they both knocked out as soon as they got home, which I think it was like around 9 o'clock, I believe it was like 9 o'clock. And then I got home like at 1 in the morning, and when I got home, well, I had no idea, you know, what had happened or anything. So I get home and I checked Julian's diaper, but I don't check, he was knocked out, so I didn't check. I didn't like dig in there and check. I kind of just grabbed with, normally that's what I do. I kind of just grab his diaper, like squish his diaper and feel if he's if it's really heavy or if it feels like he's really peed. And it felt like he wasn't, it felt dry. So I was like, okay, he's okay. So then I thought maybe Junior recently changed his diaper. I don't know. Junior was already sleeping, so I couldn't ask him. So I just went by what I felt, right? And then I go, you know, get ready to knock out, and I go to sleep. And then he wakes me up at 4 in the morning crying. He's crying, so that's why I wake up, because he's crying. And this was at 4 in the morning, so I wake up 4 in the morning and I'm like, oh, okay, he's hungry and he needs a diaper change. So I go to change his diaper, and I wasn't wearing my contacts because I take them off to sleep, so I couldn't really see that well. But when I changed his diaper, I was like, oh wait, he pooped, you know. And when I saw that he had pooped, oh my gosh, I got so nervous, because he doesn't go at night. He normally goes during the day, and when he does go at night, I get really nervous because I'm like, how long has he been pooped for, you know? And Julian is very, very sensitive. He has very sensitive skin, so if I don't change him, even if it's just pee, constantly changing his diaper, like his skin gets red right away. And so anyways, yeah, I change him, and I'm like, you know what, let me turn on the light because I need to see if his butt is okay. And oh my gosh, you guys, when I tell you that his butt was like, he had a really bad rash, like a really bad rash. I was so mad. Like, I was so mad. I wake up, you know, Junior was already awake. He was getting ready to head out. It was 4 in the morning because, like I said, he had an early flight. And I was like, did you not change his diaper last night? Like, I was so mad at poor Junior. Like, I know it's not his fault. Like, it happens to the best of us, you know, we knock out or whatever. And his thing was like, oh, well, you got home at 1, why didn't you check him? And I'm like, but I did check him and he felt dry, so I did not know he had used the bathroom, you know. So it was just really bad. Like, it was one of the worst rashes that I've ever seen. Ethan used to never get rashes. Like, Ethan would never get rashes. With Ethan, like, at the most his entire time that he wore diapers, at the most he had like 2 diaper rashes, and they were very, 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 very light. Like, it wasn't bad at all. But this one, oh my god, I applied diaper rash cream and then gave him his bottle and put him back to bed. Then that whole day, which was Saturday, he was just he wasn't really himself. Like, he was very down. He just wanted to be carried. He just wanted to be held. Julian is a very energetic little boy, and even if you're carrying him, he's like kicking his feet, he's stretching to grab something, he's twirling, he's turning, like, he's just all over the place. Literally, that's who he is, that's what he does. And Saturday, like, there was none of that. Like, I can never just lay down on the couch and have my baby on my chest, and like when he was like a couple months. No, I can't. Now that he's 9 months, like, I can't lay down on the couch and have him rest his head on my chest and like just cuddle him, pat him in the back. I could never do that because he's already moving, twirling, kicking, like wanting to get down, especially now that he's crawling. But Saturday he was not doing that at all. Like he just wanted to be held. And I remember that even I was very desvelada that day like it had been 2 days now that I had not slept well, and that I had not gotten any sleep. And and yeah, like to me that was just weird how he would just lay on me and just wasn't himself, you know. And I contributed that to, oh my gosh, my camera's gonna die, but I contributed that to his diaper rash. I contributed that to his diaper rash and him just not feeling well. He didn't even want to move his feet, poor baby, because I'm sure that he was in a lot of pain, that his butt really hurt, because he had some little open, like he had some cracking on his skin. I'm sure he was in a lot of pain. I gave him a bath, but it was like a 2-minute bath because he just was not having it. Took him out. And that whole day, pretty much, I just cuddled him all day. Me and my mom were just alternating, like carrying him, because that's all he wanted to do. So that was Saturday. On Sunday, he had like loose stools. He's also teething. His bottom teeth are coming in. And I don't know, I read online that teething and diarrhea has no association at all. But moms and grandmothers and aunts and everybody swear up and down that when the kids are teething, that they also get diarrhea. He did not have diarrhea because he wasn't like constantly pooping, but he did have like 2 loose stools on Sunday. And I was just like, okay, well, what's going on, you know? So I was just thinking, okay, maybe it's the teething. But on Sunday, his energy levels were back. Like he was starting to feel a little better, but his diaper rash also was significantly better already by the next day. Because on Saturday night, I got on the phone with the nurse advice line, and she pretty much told me how to take care of the rash to help it heal better. And every time I would change his diaper, I would squirt some warm water on his bottom, you know, to kind of rinse it out, and then just lightly tap with the wipes instead of rubbing. Like I would just pretty much wash him down there every time I would change his diaper, and that helped so much. By Sunday, he was so much better. His energy was back. He was starting to, you know, kick his feet, move his hands, like laugh and just be himself, you know. But then on Monday night, so on Monday he was doing good. He was doing better. His rash was doing better, which was yesterday. Today's Tuesday, so yesterday, I'm sorry, today's Wednesday. So the day before yesterday, Monday, his dad got back from his trip, and we were all hanging out, and it was like 6 p.m. and I go to change his diaper, and I lift up his I go to change his diaper, and I notice like red bumps on his right here. And then I just lift up his shirt, and he's like full, and I'll post a picture right here of what it looked like. He's just full of red bumps all over his tummy. He didn't, at that time, he didn't have them on his back yet. He didn't have them on his arms. It was just on his tummy, and I feel like I could see a little bit on his neck, but that was it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what now, you know? And I freaked out. I was scared. I was like, what is going on? Like, to me, the fact that like it was one thing after another, like just made me feel like maybe this is something worse, like maybe this is something bad, you know. Once again, I got on the phone with the nurse advice line, and they told me that if it didn't go away within 3 days, to take him in. So that was on Monday, and the 3rd day would have been today, Wednesday. But yesterday I noticed that his rash was getting worse. Like the bumps were no longer just red dots, and I'll post another picture here so you guys can see. It was no longer just red dots. They were like getting a little swollen, and it looked bigger. It looked like most of his tummy was just red, and then they were on his back now. They were under his arms and on his face. Like you could start to see them on his face. So I'm like, okay, this isn't getting better. To me, it's getting worse. And I sent pictures to my friends and to my mom and my suegra. And my suegra told me that it could be an allergic reaction. And my mom and my friends, and you know, even Junior, we just all thought, oh my gosh, it looks really bad. Like it's something that looks worse than what it is, you know. Because I remember Ethan getting something similar when he was, I think he was like almost 1, and he had something similar. It didn't look exactly the same, but it was similar. But his rash was due to heat. Like, it was during the summertime and it was just really hot, and he got one of those heat rashes. But anyways, yeah, so then I showed my friends and they pretty much all agreed that I should just take him in, because Juju was also kind of irritable. Like, he just wouldn't fall asleep. And even though I was about like 70% sure that it could be an allergic reaction to something, the only thing that I can think of that changed is the fact that I did change our laundry detergent, but I only did 1 load with the new laundry detergent, and I can't remember if it was either his blankets or their blankets, or it was our blankets that I washed with the new laundry detergent. But I for sure did not wash any of his clothes with it, and I honestly don't think I washed his blankets with it either, because I just don't see myself doing that, knowing that this detergent is a little bit stronger. I don't see myself using it on his blankets like right away. I'm pretty sure that it was our blankets that I washed first, and so honestly I didn't know exactly what the allergic reaction, if it was an allergic reaction, what he was allergic to, you know, what it would have been. So then I ended up taking him. I did take him in, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous about taking him in, because to be completely honest, because of the new virus that's out there for kids, I was more concerned about him catching that at the ER than the rash. But the rash was just not looking good, so I was also like, okay, I just need to make sure, you know. And I went and I took him. Story short, you guys, thankfully it was an allergic reaction. They gave him a dose of Benadryl. They also recommended a dose of steroids, but I denied that. I'm like, if there's no need for steroids, then there's no need for steroids, you know, just the Benadryl's fine. He'll have a dose of that. And then they also prescribed him Benadryl. So today the rash looks a lot better. It hasn't gone away completely, but I mean, he obviously still has it even on his face. But as you guys can see, you guys, I mean, saw a couple clips of him already. I mean, he's back to himself. He's back to getting mad for me not feeding him every second. And he's playing, he's happy, he's napping, he's eating. That's one thing that made me feel really, really confident. He didn't have a fever this weekend, and he also did not stop eating. Like, he was hungry like normal, like usual. He was still finishing his bottles, so that was a really good sign. I just wanted to be more at ease and at peace, because again, I feel like the rash looks, and it looked and it still looks worse than what it is. Thankfully it wasn't a really bad reaction to where I know some kids, like the doctor explained to me, there are some kids, you know, that the allergic reaction is so bad that their airways swell up, and then they can't breathe, and or their mouth swells up, or their eyes, or their face. And it's like, thankfully, thank God, it was not that severe. I still don't know to what. I'm still trying to think back and think about, you know, what could have been different, what was different from his routine. On Sunday morning he had eggs with ketchup. I did give him a different type of ketchup. It was an organic one though, so I don't know if it was the ketchup. He's had ketchup before, a different brand, but he has had ketchup before. He had eggs. Junior was telling me that it could have been the eggs, but I'm like, he's been having eggs since he was like 6 months, so I honestly highly doubted it was the eggs. And he's had Gerber's, apple, mango, pretty much all the flavors. So I don't know. I'm still trying to think about what it was, so that obviously it doesn't happen again, because he's obviously allergic to something. I don't know how deep this goes into like what he could be allergic to. Like, for example, I don't know if like scents, maybe like a new scent that I used around the house. I do diffuse oils, so like for the house to smell good. So I don't know if it could have been that. Like, honestly, I'm just thinking right now about what it could have been. But the doctor did tell me if I want to find out like exactly what it is, I have to do like an extensive blood work and stuff with his pediatrician. But anyways, that's what happened. Juju is 100% fine right now. Obviously he still has his rash, but tomorrow he has a pediatrician appointment. I might bring you guys along with us to that. It's early in the morning, so you guys already know it's gonna be a crazy one because I'm going out with both kids again. So anyways, my camera's gonna die, but I just wanted to update you guys on that. It was an allergic reaction, and I'll have more information when I speak to the pediatrician tomorrow. And but yeah, that is all I have, you guys, for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.